Welcome everybody to our product passion. We have been doing every other week now, so we are seeing how that goes. So today we're going to be talking about Fastract. I know the week before last we did Amatox. So this is all part of the detox program. And we're going to be talking about how important that is, that we keep our colons clean, how we can detox in a healthy way so that we don't kill all of the good, but we really take care of our intestinal system, our colon, all of that. It's very, very important. So we're going to get started on all of the great information on Fastract. And if you have not used it yet, you're going to want to. And you're going to want to use it in conjunction with the Amatox and then also the fiber, which we're going to, just kind of talk about a program for that too. So, all right. Okay, so a lot of people might even think that if, you go to the restroom, some people say they go once a week, every 2 weeks, once a day. We're going to find out how important it is that we take the right things that actually help break down the walls of our colon. It's not just about having a bowel movement, but there's so much more to it. So we're going to go into this and how Fastract can really help that. Here we go with the video.
Lifestyle and diet choices can often slow you down. When that happens, what you need is to get on the Fastract. Fastract is Soul Natural's unique encapsulated herbal formula designed to keep things moving through the intestinal tract. This one-of-a-kind cleansing formula will stimulate peristalsis, but because it also contains soothing herbs like aloe vera, it works gently and won't cramp your style. Fastract contains Cascara sagrada, both powder and extract, the adaptogen holy basil, 2 kinds of aloe vera, both whole leaf and inner leaf, and Soul's proprietary multi-fill-in prime chlorophyll blend. In keeping with Soul's mind-body philosophy, Fastract promotes lower bowel health while at the same time elevating your mood. Fastract is a great internal cleansing product that works as a laxative by stimulating the mucosal lining of the colon. It soothes and builds the intestinal system. It provides neuroprotective benefits and adaptogenic effects, such as improved mood and cognitive function. And due to the inclusion of the prime chlorophyll blend, it will help detoxify, alkalize, and provide a foundation for overall wellness. So next time you experience a temporary slowdown, get on the Fastract and get back to being you and to enjoying the life you want. Fastract by Soul Naturals.
Thank you, Becca, for sharing that. So those are just a few little things, and we're going to get into a lot more detail on the different plants that are in this product. And some of you guys might have heard of some of the things in here, and we may not think about how effective they would be as a combination. So we are going to get into that in just a second.
Sorry, I need to get it to the other slide. Just a second here.
I know probably a lot of you guys have heard of Cascara sagrada. That's something a lot of people have heard of, and you might have tried it. I know I've tried it, and it just kind of went right through me, and it can cause cramping and things like that. But when they combine it with these formulas, with these different plants, it has a whole different effect. And so that's what we're going to talk about. There's a lot of things that you're familiar with, like aloe vera, chlorophyll, things like that. But when you put them together, it's like a magical combination.
Okay. Just a second. I'm almost there.
Okay, it's okay.
I embedded it.
We're all
kind of messed it up.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We're all chilling anyways. We're good.
Okay. All right. So I'm sorry. I'm having an issue here getting past this video.
Okay.
But let's see what I can do here. Oh, freaking frack. Okay, there we go.
Okay. So, sometimes we don't really think about how important the colon is, but we'll get into how important the colon is. We know it's part of the large intestine. Its function is to reabsorb fluids and process waste products from the body and prepare for its elimination. This is a very critical process here. And I think sometimes we don't realize how important it is and how it can really affect different facets of our health. Go to the next slide. Oh, okay. This is really funny. And Valerie Bledsoe actually put this together. So she is an amazing herbalist with so much knowledge. So I'll read it. It says, one day the body parts were arguing why each of them should be the boss. I should be in charge, said the bowel, because I'm responsible for waste removal. All the other body parts laughed at the bowel and insulted him. So in a huff, he shut down tight. Within a few days, the brain had a terrible headache. The stomach was bloated, the legs wobbly, the eyes got watery, and the blood became toxic. All the organs decided the bowel should be the boss. So this is just a little bit of a joke, but it's a very, very true statement. Okay, so what I know, like Rebecca and I, we worked in our family business with our grandmother, who was an herbalist, and she had a wellness center in Palm Springs for 35 years. I'm thinking it was about that. And when people would come in and they would say, I'm so tired and I have headaches and I have breakouts all over. I can't sleep. I have pain, all of these things. The first thing we would recommend is to detox, to get on a really good colon cleanse, because those are all the body's way of communicating that something is toxic. And if we don't do that, a lot of very serious things will develop, and some could be life-threatening. So we can see here skin problems, indigestion, constipation, headaches, hemorrhoids, chronic fatigue, asthma, insomnia, menstrual pain, arthritis, nutrient depletion. I mean, and the list goes on and on. So this is something that's so important when we're trying to get ourselves healthy, and we want to have a really good foundation. And so this is something that's very important. Every point along the intestinal tract is reflectively related to a specific body part. So this is a chart that you could even get the copy, or we could send you this PowerPoint, or you can even screenshot it. Detoxifying the reflex area in the colon can have a huge impact in overcoming a disease state in the body. So feel free to screenshot anything. We can always send you this PowerPoint too. 90% of diseases potentially tied to an unhealthy colon. Colon has fewer nerves and the distress signals are not as distinct. And it's so interesting because it brings out 725 million is spent yearly on laxatives, because people, first of all, people don't eat the right things to help them to be regular and to help them to be healthy. All people will eat these days are sugar and processed foods and gluten that our body really can't process, is not designed to. Maybe back in, years and years ago, before they did all these things to it, could we digest it? But now it's totally different. So people can't go to the bathroom, so they're taking all these laxatives. And it says anytime it takes 10 minutes to complete a bowel movement, you are constipated. So we don't have any shame in talking about these things because it's all very important. Chronic diarrhea can also be an indication of constipation. So these are all things to think about, but it's very serious. So we're going to go into the different plants that are in this and see the power that they have combined. So holy basil is actually very interesting because, as you know, Soul Naturals has made it a point to include something in every product that's an adaptogen that will help with the emotions. So we know that it's the mind-body connection that is so critical. So in every single product, even in the Fastract, which is to help your bowels and your intestinal system, your colon, all of that, they have something to help with moods. And holy basil is known to be that herb that helps with health, it helps with longevity, and it helps with depression. So there's so many different connections when it comes to emotional well-being and your body's responses. So we're going to get into that a little bit also. Right here, this is so interesting because I actually just started reading this book. A good friend of mine recommended it to me, and because all of the things that we go through, there's an emotional connection. So, you know, we are very complex beings and we are wonderfully made, and everything that has happened to us, even in utero, affects us physically and emotionally. And it's so fascinating to learn about that. So this book came up in the webinar about how there's the issues with constipation, colitis, things to do with your colon, have to do with emotional things. Everything is connected, everything. And it's so fascinating to understand that. And once we understand it and have that knowledge, we can start to work on these things, and it all connects and makes sense. So this book, I just started reading it, and I mean, I think I've read the first 3 chapters. You can get it on Audible or Amazon. I did both, so I could have the hard copy and Audible, and it is amazing. So I highly recommend this, so we can connect things to what's going on also. Mind, body, it's all connected. So aloe vera, we all know what aloe vera is. I mean, most of us have had this since we were little kids, a little plant our grandma or mom may have been ready if we had a burn or something like that to put on. But this is really good for stomach ulcers. It's good for inflammation in the body. Obviously, it's really good for burns internally or externally, which is very interesting. Hemorrhoids, different things like that. So this we know is really powerful, but maybe we wouldn't think of having it in a combination like this, but this really is a great one. Chlorophyll, a lot of people are familiar with chlorophyll. It helps to balance the pH in the body. It helps to alkalinize the body. It helps alkalinize the bowel. It helps support friendly bacterial growth. And neutralize artificial fertilizer residue in foods, which is interesting because it balances the pH. So this is really important. It also cleans and deodorizes bowel tissue. This one really helps to raise the hemoglobin. It helps to, like if you've lost a lot of blood, this is one of the things that really helps with that. It brings out that it helps with, well, you can see soothes painful hemorrhoids, soothes ulcerated tissues. I know that we had clients coming in that had really bad body odor, and this cleans the blood. So anytime the body has stuff coming out, going on, or not coming out, there's a reason for it. And so we want to get to the root of it instead of just shutting it up, because that's not the solution. That causes more problems, sometimes life-threatening. We don't want to do that. Cascara sagrada was one that, you know, I talked about that a lot of people are familiar with. If you've ever had constipation problems, somebody's going to say, oh, try Cascara sagrada. This stimulates the peristaltic, I can't say that word, of the colon. It's not something that you get addicted to. It also helps stimulate bile production, helps with enlarged liver, obviously chronic constipation, and it brings out extended use does not reduce effectiveness. So sometimes if you use something for a long time, it stops working on the body, and that's not the case with this. But I do know that I've tried it by itself and I wasn't really a fan, but in this combination, it's so soothing. Like I don't feel like I did when I took it before by itself. And this is Mangista. Not everybody has heard of this, but Soul loves to find cutting edge things that really work. And so Mangista is another one in here. And this helps with cleansing the lymphatic system. So the first step in cleansing the lymphatic system is to cleanse the colon so that the excess mucoid bacteria backed up in the lymphatic system can be drained out. Because the lymphatic system can become overwhelmed with fresh lymph mucoid in a day's time, just like the colon can become constipated. So it's like we have to keep all these things running smoothly. Once one thing doesn't, everything else goes haywire. So this is all very, very important. And this is all in just one product, which is so awesome. So this is, some people have asked, what is the protocol for a detox program? And so this is the baseline detox program, depending on the health of the person. So you can screenshot this, or you can take a picture of this. And this is a really good program. So in the morning, mix a scoop of the good vibrations with 8 ounces of water. Follow it up with another 8 ounces, and then 1 to 3 capsules of Fastract, depending on how you can handle it. Like me, 3 is fine. Some people prefer 1. Then you can do 2 scoops of Soul Complete with 1 Probio IQ, and then a Soul Vital. And then in the evening, 3 Vertizymes and 1 to 3 capsules of the Amatox and 2 Vertizymes. So this is a pretty good program right here. And it's pretty mild. Like, I've done a lot of detoxes and I really love this one because I don't feel like it's too hard on me, but I can tell it's working. So that's a good thing. You're not constantly running to the bathroom. So that's awesome. But when you go, and you know, it's working, you know it. So it's as simple as detox, rebuild, and maintain. Because when you detox, it can take a lot out of you. So you want to make sure you rebuild, and that Soul also has amazing combinations for that. And you want to maintain a good lifestyle. You know, I think it's tricky because we just, you know, people want to do a detox and they just want to, you know, lose weight or whatever it is. But we have to change our life too. Because we're going to end up in the same situation. So we want to have the tools to be able to do that and to maintain a good lifestyle and good lifestyle habits. Okay. All right, so I love this. Almost anyone can benefit. Goal is to remove the cause of disease before we get sick. Be proactive. We need to do that now more than ever before to be proactive in our health. We are exposed to more chemicals than we ever have, and now even more so on a whole other level. And we are not immune to environmental toxins. They are virtually impossible to escape from. But what can we do about it? What are the things we do have control over? There is a lot that we have control over. So everything functions more effectively when toxins, obstructions, and wastes are removed. So this detox program is going to help us. It's going to aid us in this, which is really exciting. It is the bowels that have to be taken care of first before any effective healing can take place. And this is Dr. Bernard Jensen who said this. So he is a very, very respected doctor who has been treating people for a very long time. I know our grandma would always, you know, talk about him and had all his books and everything. So he is definitely on point with that. So this is just the summary. It's the Fastract. It is a laxative. It helps stimulate the mucosal lining of the colon. It cleanses, activates the colon to help reduce transit time. It helps support the intestinal system, build the intestinal system. It has a adaptogen with neuroprotective benefits, supporting mood, memory, and conditions of inflammation. And it also is alkalinizing and pH balancing because of the chlorophyll. So that's a pretty powerful combination. No wonder I love it. All right. So that's you know, a breakdown of everything. I mean, you can get into more detail, but that gives us an idea of how powerful this combination is, and how it works so well with the detox program. Does anybody have any questions, or do you have any comments, or if anybody has used the Fastract and how they feel about it? Estella?
So both my husband and I we finished the digestive program, and then we did the detox right after that. And I was encouraged, I wanted him to do it. So I told him I would do it with him. I had never in my life done a detox. I was very nervous about it, but I thought, you know, that would encourage him to, you know, do it, and we could do it together. Oh my goodness. It was, wow. I thought I didn't have a problem going to the restroom. But like you said, you eliminate so much. And now I know, like I was telling everybody, now I know how Adam and Eve, like how it's supposed to be. Because there was like, I don't know how graphic I can get, but it was like, there was no smell. There was hardly no cleanup, and it was like all this waste, right? So it was just crazy, but but like you said, it was very gentle on your system. There was no cramping, there was no running to the restroom, nothing like that. We really, and you know, I don't want to say enjoyed it, but we were really surprised with the results and how, yeah, it made us feel really, really good.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that because that's the experience I've had too. Becca?
So I absolutely am a huge fan of this. I know I've always kind of preached to people that you've got to build before you cleanse. It's so important because cleansing can be so hard on your system. But what's so neat about this product is that you have the building agents right in there. You have the adaptogen for the moods. You have the chlorophyll blend in there. So you have all of these things that are going to be building while you're cleansing. So you're not going to have the toll on your immune system or on your body systems. You're actually building and cleansing at the same time. So I think that is really cool. And like in our house, I think most people know my husband has had poop problems his whole life. And and so the fiber, of course, was a big part of his recovering and getting his intestines working right. But the Fastract and Amatox, those are also excellent. So if you've had issues with being able to be regular, or if you're just trying to like clean things out, this is such a safe way to do it in a way that's not going to break down your body. So we are huge fans of this. It's just worked wonders in our family. So yeah.
Thanks, Becca. Michael?
I have a question about I joined late, so I'm not sure if you answered this or not, but how long is the detox protocol?
How long did you do it for, Estella? Because I know everybody's different. What did you do? Did you do the 14-day?
Exactly. So I just followed the program that was on the website. So yeah, for the detox, it was the 14 days. We did the digestive program for a whole month, which was it's not as harsh, of course, but neither one of them were harsh, but yeah, it was 14 days.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a good place to start for sure. I think like some of us are a little hardcore because we've been in this health field for a long time. So I'm like, go big or go home. No, but 14 days is good. It's good.
Yes,
Okay.
I was happy it was only 14 days because I was like, oh, I can't do this. I don't know if I can do this long.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else have any questions or comments? Oh, Jody.
Not a question, but I haven't tried this product, but I am glad to know that it's not harsh. Because I know in the past I have definitely had issues when you mentioned, not going 2 days or 2 weeks. That's like child's play for me back in the day. Yeah. So it's not the same. It's not so right now. So I'm very happy about that. But I've not tried this, but I have family members that do have some issues. But I'm glad that I can tell them that it's not harsh. My sister-in-law is a hygienist, so needing to get up, get up and go back and forth to the bathroom while you have patients would be a hassle for her. And my brother is in construction. So that definitely would be a hassle for him. So, and the second thing that I noticed, you had a picture of the colon and all of the different segments of the colon and how it's all interactive with other body parts. And I'm surprised, but not surprised at that. I've been in the dental field for 35 plus years, and the same exact thing is true with your teeth, where all of your teeth are connected with different body organs and functions, as well as your eyes. So I was surprised to see that picture, but kind of not surprised. So.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that fascinating though? And it makes sense. It all makes sense. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. Terry. And then Maria.
I'm finding this really helpful. I have a friend who just recently had a colonoscopy. She went into the emergency room and they did a CAT scan or whatever, some kind of scan, and they saw a mass and scared her to death. And so then they did a colonoscopy, and it turned out that the doctor told her that probably when they did that test, her colon was going through a spasm. So I started watching some of Val's videos about digestion, and she said a lot of it is connected to the mood and depression and anxiety and that kind of thing. And amazingly enough, her doctor told her it's stress related, which, you know, and of course he gave her medicine and told her to take some probiotics. But so now I want to know which direction to go to help with this friend. Should I go in the direction starting with her mood, because she is anxious? She's very unsure of herself. She's single, so she, you know, her life is like by herself. And she realizes it's her job. So should I go in the direction of mood first, or should I go in the direction of this first?
Well, I mean, if she's under a lot of stress and she struggled with emotional things, I mean, if it was me, I would probably start getting this right first and feel better and feel more empowered, you know, because when I started on my soul program, for me, that's what I needed. And then it helped me be able to have more clarity to know what to go forward with next.
Okay.
So, I mean, Becca, do you have a thought on that?
That's kind of one of those situations where I would take a building approach for a good month or so, add the probiotics, the Vertizymes, Adaptable, even Cinemate and Soul Vital, all the builders that not only build emotion, but also the intestinal tract. I know Cinemate has some intestinal benefits, and then also, of course, the Vertizymes and ProBio IQ, and even the Soul Vital does. So like, if you can help her to build and strengthen her nervous system and her intestines to get prepared for that, I think that would probably be hugely beneficial, even putting in the good vibrations, because there's so many soothing agents in that. And so that alone can start to bring balance and get rid of some of those spasms and things like that in the intestines. And then after, you know, I would even maybe do that for a good 3 months, and then I would start introducing that. But that's just me. But I definitely would take a building approach with that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks, Becca. Maria, did you have something too? And then, we got a few.
Yes. So like on the detox protocol, it mentions to take or recommends from 1 to 3 capsules. From you all that have tried it, I know everybody's different, but more or less, like, are we talking about hours that it would take effect, or maybe days to see a change with like once you take the capsules, like, is it gonna make you go like within
Immediately?
2 or 3 hours?
Oh. It depends. What do you think? How did you feel, Estella?
For us, no, it wasn't like because the detox, I believe we took the 3 in the evening before bed, right? I'm thinking Amatox.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Amatox.
Okay.
Either one, I mean, because we follow both of them, both programs. It wasn't for us. I think mine took within 24 to 48 hours to start getting into our system and to start seeing the difference. But it wasn't immediate, no.
Okay.
And that was just
and okay. And like, I have another question, because I have a family member that went through a surgery a couple of months ago, and so she was taking a lot of painkillers, and before the surgery she had IBS. So the painkillers and everything messed her up. So I was thinking of giving her this to help her with her stomach issues. Do you think it would affect her in that sense?
Tammy,
Or
do you
would it
want
help her?
to do you want to share on this one? And I think you had something else to share too about it all.
Well, I was just going to go back real quick to the emotional side. Remember, Fast Track does have the holy basil to help with Terry. The Fast Track has holy basil, which is going to help with calming. So that's one thing to consider. As far as Maria, I don't know if that's did the medication cause her to be stopped up and not go to the potty?
Yes, for days.
Oh, it did? Okay. Okay, then yeah, because it is going to have the soothing part of it also, but I would certainly add in the other foundation things like Vertizymes and Probio,
Okay.
you know, to help kind of reconstruct her, you know,